الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This particular video is for my YouTube channel. It is the series on book reviews for Arabic curriculum. Book reviews on Arabic curriculum. This will be part 2 of the Madinah Arabic course. Then later on, I will talk about Arabiya Baina Yadayk, inshallah, wa Kitab Sasi, and inshallah al-Ajrumiya, and maybe also inshallah Afia ibn Malik. This book review is for non-Arabic speakers who don't speak Arabic, for them to have a grasp on curriculum. Certain curriculum people use to learn Arabic that's common use in Western countries. I also might do my personal favorite books for learning Arabic, and I will try to go through A to Z with curriculum. A to Z, meaning that I will choose curriculum that's going to be explaining Arabic in the English language, some dictionaries, inshallah, and some books that explain Arabic grammar in the Arabic language. So, and some books and curriculum, like maybe a Nahu Wadi. I'm just trying to think of some books that I have read over the years or studied over the years. All right, so this book review is going to be part 2 for the Madinah Arabic course. The Madinah Arabic course, I have the first book review. Actually, I'm teaching the book to some children. I have the video on my YouTube page where it's at Abu Bara Muhammad Amriki, and I want to tell those who are watching the video, please subscribe to the channel. So the second review for Madinah Arabic course, in the first video I was just demonstrating how the book is, or giving a lesson to some Muslim children. This book review, I want to go in detail about the curriculum and the different types of curriculum related to the Madinah Arabic course, what's in the market, and the original course versus the course that we see that is sold in bookstores, right? Because the actual course for Madinah Arabic course or Madinah Arabic language, it's very different from the course or the original course which was made for the Mahad li Ta'lim Lugha Arabiya li ghayru natiqin biha fi Saudi, versus the actual original curriculum which was made for the Institute for Learning Arabic Language for the non-native speaker in Medina University. All right. So the original course is very different from the ones that you see is sold in bookstores here. All right. So let's start with that part. Now, the Madinah Arabic course books that you see there are sold in many bookstores in, of course, US, Canada, UK. Usually it is a red cover book. This is not the full curriculum. This is not the full curriculum of Madinah Arabic course. It's only these books, book 1, 2, and 3. These books are actually from a section of books, but it's only focused on Arabic language. The original curriculum, or the curriculum that the students study in the institutes to learn Arabic language in Medina, in Saudi, they have other books along with it. These books are free online, but do not sell the actual other books, like for Ta'bir or for Qira or for Sarf, right? I see they have other books for these, part of the Medina curriculum. They do not sell these books in bookstores or common bookstores that sell this particular curriculum, Madinah Arabic course. With saying that, the actual books that we do have is only restricted to an-Nahu. An-Nahu wa Khalil fi Sarf is really teaching you about Arabic grammar using dialogue, right? Using dialogue. So the Madinah Arabic course that we have in our hands, or the Medina course that we see that's being sold, which usually it is a orange cover, right? And then I think Goodwill or Good Books, who had took the first book for Medina, which is 3 books, the first book, and they have broken it down for teaching children, right? So they took the first book, which is level 1, and they have broken down into a mini courses to teach children, where they put inside the book color, bigger pictures like this. All right. So these are the curriculum I'm going to review in this video. These particular books. Now, Madinah Arabic Course, this particular book, people use to substitute, or people use this curriculum to teach Arabic in Islamic schools in America. They use the curriculum also for teaching in the masjid. This book is very decent book. It's a very good book to give the student the basics to understand the Arabic language. In this review, I'm gonna give you some of the pros and con of this this curriculum that is being used. All right. So the good things about the curriculum: number one, that you could buy it anywhere. It's sold in many Islamic bookstores online. Masjid sell them across the U.S., Canada, and UK. I believe the publisher for it is coming from the UK, I believe. There's also audio for the book. There are also substitute books for them. I mean, key books that explain the lessons in different curriculum that's sold, or different publishers who are producing the book. Some of them have the answer key to in the back of the book, or explaining the rules and lessons in English in the back of the book. Some people sell separately this particular book, and it could be found online for free. The book could be found online for free. All right, so it's a very common used book. Many people use them to teach their kids Arabic, or they themselves are learning Arabic, and that it is very easy to get access to the book. Right, this is the good thing about the curriculum. Also, for the children version of the book, there is it's called Arabic Reader. I think it's called. I can't think of the website or the book publisher that published them, but they made pictures, which is more attractive to children. Right, so that's the good thing about it. The downfall of the book for us here in America, or us here in the Western country, you can't study the book on your own. All right, that is the downfall of this particular book. Like, if you knew nothing about Arabic, or just knew about knew how to read or pronounce letters in Arabic, and you went to the book by itself, you cannot teach yourself with this book. So this particular book, Madinah Arabic Course, you definitely need a teacher. It's not a book that you read and learn Arabic on your own, right? It's a book that needs to be taught to you with a teacher. The next thing about the book that I personally dislike is that the one that is sold here, I have found over the years, people who have studied the 3 books, Madinah Arabic Course, book 1, 2, and 3, which is only for Arabic grammar. I have found over the years that people who actually finished all 3 books, they still do not know Arabic language. I say it again. I have met people who study Arabic language from these particular books or Madinah Arabic Course, and they study all 3 books, and they still do not understand Arabic. They cannot speak or conversate Arabic language, and they do not understand everything about Arabic language. All right, that's the downfall of the curriculum that is being sold here. The version, or the real version of the book, which is used for the students who study in Saudi Arabia and Medina University, it's a different subject, it's a different outcome, because the book has supporting curriculum, other curriculum, Ta'bir, which you need in Arabic, Mafradat, a book for vocabulary, which you need in Arabic, a book for Qira'at. Qira'at means how to read and pronounce and reading Arabic. Madinah Actual Course from its institute have all these supporting books, right? So the students who study in this particular atmosphere in Saudi, in its institute that produced the actual curriculum, then they have all the supporting help along with the teacher. Here in America, or in the Western countries, where they only have the only a small portion of the curriculum, which is only the grammar course, it's not sufficient or not enough to learn the Arabic language. It's not sufficient and it's not enough to learn Arabic language. All right. So the downfall I've ever seen about the Madinah Arabic course is that people who finish the book and only uses that curriculum, a lot of times they're still lacking in the Arabic language, meaning the reason why they use the curriculum to learn Arabic, or why they're using the book to learn Arabic, the things they want to get from it, they're not grasping it, right? They're not grasping it. All right, that's the one. Next, it's not the actual book itself, but it's how the book is taught in America or in Western countries. All right, how the actual book is taught in America or in masjids in the Western countries, it's taught in the way that you will never learn Arabic. Number one, it's taught in the way that you will never learn the Arabic language. And what I mean by that is, the book was designed for a school, in a school setting, with students who are studying Arabic maybe 5 days out the week. All right, students who are studying Arabic 5 days out the week, maybe for 3 to 5 to 8 hours a day, maybe between 3 to 4 or 5 or 8 hours a day they study Arabic language. So that means that they have a lot of curriculum, a lot of things to go over within a particular time span. I give you example. The Medina Book 1 is called Arabic Grammar, right? It's focused on Arabic grammar. And the actual institute that uses the books, it's not just that book. It's like 5 books along with the first level. Maybe they go over the first curriculum maybe in a month or 2 months or a semester. They might go over all these books in a semester. That's part of the first level of the book, all right? Most masjids or people who are teaching the book, they only teaching the book once or twice a week. All right? So they on Medina Book 1, which in his actual school that they use the book, that the first book, Medina Arabic 1, has other books along with it that's part of the first or 2 or 3 levels, and they finish it under a semester or under a semester. All right? Here in America, people on the first book for 6 months to 1 year. I've seen people on that book for 2 or 3 years. The first book. People on that first book for 1 or 2 years. And the reality is the Madinah Arabic course, the full curriculum, and even the books that are sold here are not books really designed for you to, it's really an introduction into the Arabic language. It's like here in America, somebody come to the U.S. and they go and take ESL. All right, what a person study here for ESL, it is teach them English as a second language. It doesn't mean that when they finish that course, they're going to be on the level of somebody in the college. English is going to be on the level of somebody in the college or graduate school. It's to prepare them to study really the English language or the English literature on a high school or college level, right? So the Medina Arabic course has the same type of design. So if you on the first book, which is designed for you to, it's not giving you every rule about Arabic. It's giving you just an introduction. The whole curriculum is just giving you an introduction to the Arabic language, right? The whole curriculum, whether it's the one they use in Saudi or the ones that is sold here, the curriculum is only an introduction to Arabic, all right? If you're focused 1 year on just the first book and the whole curriculum is an introduction to the Arabic language, you will learn nothing about Arabic language. If you focus on the first book for 6 months or 1 year, you will know nothing about Arabic. And this is why many students who will use the Medina Arabic course, they still don't know nothing about Arabic language, because the book wasn't made to be taught, the first book or the first 2 books in 2 years. It wasn't designed for that. There's many things you have to learn about Arabic language. So the actual book, first book, Medina Arabic book 1 and book 2, its approaches, your book should be finished in 2 or 3 months. 2 or 3 months. Book 1 and book 2. All right, 6 months max. The first book, I say 1 month to 2 months. And I say 2 months, I'm still being extreme. 1 month, the first book, Medina Arabic book, should be finished. If you're on Medina Arabic book and it's like 6 months to a year or 2 years, you will never learn anything about Arabic. So that's why many people in this country or in America or English speaking countries or outside the Arabic speaking country who use the common known curriculum that we use here in Canada and US, many of them don't master Arabic language, or many of them just give it up because the first book is not going to teach you everything about Arabic. The whole curriculum itself is only really an introduction to the Arabic language. And the curriculum that is purchased or taught here and purchased here, that curriculum is only focusing on Arabic grammar. And grammar alone is not enough to master Arabic. Know about a lot about Arabic grammar is not enough to learn or master Arabic language. For example, you ever meet somebody who's from another country and they learn a lot about English grammar? They might even know more about English grammar than a native speaker. But when that person actually speaks, he doesn't speak English properly, even though he memorized a lot of rules in the English grammar. That goes along with the Medina books. Many people will focus on that book. The students will learn a lot about Arabic rules, but they don't know how to apply it. And they still don't understand when they pick up any Islamic literature or Arabic literature. They still don't understand because the book, the first book, second book, wasn't designed for you to stay on the book for 2 years. All right. So that's my opinion, my personal opinion about the book and the approach on how people use the book. All right. My second point I want to make. All right. Someone say, okay, this is all I have. This is the only book I have. And this is why I'm going to do reviews on other curriculum, right? I'm going to do other reviews on Arabic curriculum, right? Some people will say, well, this is all that we have, or this is all that's available on the market to buy, for example. And then I would say that if this book is only on the market to buy, then I have something to say. I have something to confess to you. I never finished Medina books 1, 2, and 3. I personally never studied in and out Medina 1, book 1, 2, and 3. Me personally, never studied it. Never studied it. I study Arabic. I study Arabic in the institution. I study Arabic with people who are profession or ustads. I study Arabic with people like that. Many of them, they'll never use this curriculum. Many of them never use this curriculum. I learned a lot about Arabic and institute from Kitab al-Sasi and Muhammad ibn Saud curriculum. Me personally. All right? Me personally, I went to a school. They didn't even touch those Medina books. None of them. They didn't even touch them. They feel it's a waste of time and it's missing out a lot of things. All right? And next thing, the Medina book Arabic course was made by a non-Arabic speaker who is, mashallah, tabarak. Allah has blessed the sheikh who made the curriculum. Allah has blessed him with the Arabic language, and I also blessed him with the English language. But that's what one of his degrees are also in the English and Arabic. I think this is his master's. He designed the curriculum. But in some Arabic countries, they don't use that curriculum, right? I studied Arabic in Egypt, right? I used the school I went to, they used Kitab al-Asasi and with some of the curriculum from Muhammad ibn Saud. And that's going to be this part I'm talking about. The reason why I'm getting reviews is because in reality, to learn Arabic in the Western or English speaking country or non-Arabic speaking country, you cannot focus on just one curriculum. This is why I'm getting a review on different books, different curriculum for learning Arabic, because you just can't focus on one curriculum, because one curriculum might be good in one area, it might be weak in the next, right? And if you see my next reviews, inshallah, I will show you how you have to combine these curriculums to learn Arabic, especially for people who are teaching Arabic to non-Arabic speakers, why you should combine curriculum instead of focusing on one type of curriculum, right? So the Medina book is excellent for Arabic. Learn things about grammar. But when it comes in Arabic for a ta'bir, what we use here, the books that we have available in American, Medina Arabic books 1, 2, and 3 really don't have a lot about ta'birs or mafradat or sarf. And the last book, Medina book 3, then it really is getting a little bit into Irab. And the truth be, you need to learn Irabs before that. About Irab. You need to learn that before that, personally, all right? My personal opinion and the way I have learned Arabic language in the institute, they teach you Irab when you get to maybe the second level in learning Arabic, because it's very important in Arabic grammar to be able to identify everything you're looking at in grammar or looking at in Arabic in the grammar way, right? In the grammar way, because it helps you to break down what you are reading, all right? Where the grammar rules fall at is very important in interpreting and understanding what you're hearing or what you are reading in Arabic, right? Madinah course, it rates to the third book, which most people who study these curriculum here in America, many students never get to the third book. Many students never get to the third book. All right. Many students never even finish the second book. Many students be in the first book for months or a year or 2 years. In the first book, the whole curriculum itself is only an introduction to Arabic. So imagine you're just stuck on this, the first book. That means you're not going to learn everything about Arabic in the first book. So my next reviews, inshallah, I'll mention some other curriculum, like Kitab al-Asasi and Muhammad ibn Saud. And for Kitab al-Asasi, there's different versions of Kitab al-Asasi. There's a Saudi version of the book, and then there is the old Egyptian version of the book. All right. And Kitab al-Sasi, which is from Saudi, it mimics a lot the curriculum from Muhammad ibn Saud, Mahad li Ta'lim Lugha Arabiya li Ghayr Natiqin biha. It really is very similar, Kitab al-Sasi, from the Saudi version. Then there is another curriculum, Arabiya Baina Yadayik. Maybe I do Arabiya Baina Yadayik my next review, whenever I do it, inshallah, because Arabiya Baina Yadayik is an excellent book for Arabic conversation, but if you don't have a teacher for the book who knows Arabic, it's very weak in grammar. Grammar has to be introduced through the teacher. So Medina books and Arabiya Baina Yadayik, these two curriculums for in the atmosphere we live here. I'm not talking about in the Arab country. I'm not talking about what they do in the Arab country or what they do in the institute where they learn Arabic. I'm talking about here in the West, where people are not learning Arabic every day. People are not learning Arabic in the institute, most likely, or they're not learning Arabic 3 or 4 days out the week. So Madinah Arabic Course and Arabiya Baina Yadayik, these two curriculum I see is very good curriculum for somebody who wants to learn Arabic or somebody who's teaching Arabic, that you could use both of these curriculums, right? Then maybe I do a review on Muhammad ibn Saud curriculum, all right? Because Muhammad ibn Saud curriculum, it's excellent. I wish that a book publisher gets some rights, and they be able to put Muhammad ibn Saud curriculum to learn Arabic. I wish somebody, put it in a book format. And unfortunately, you can't find that curriculum. You can't buy it nowhere already in the book format. You have to get it online for free and download it and print it out, But the Muhammad ibn Saud curriculum, I think it's one of the best curriculum for learning Arabic for the non-Arabic speaker. It's one of the best curriculum because most people who are learning Arabic language, they are learning the Arabic language for religious purpose, right? For religious purpose. So you're gonna get in that curriculum. You're gonna get Arabic for conversation. You're gonna get Arabic for learning religion. You're gonna get vocabs. You're gonna get takbir. You're gonna get Arabic expressions and idioms, and you're gonna get expressions related to the religion, and you're gonna get explanation of religious texts like fiqh and tafsir and things like that, which the Madinah Arabic course does have. The Madinah Arabic course that's used in Saudi have. The ones that's sold in the market in the book format, no, it's not there. They don't have they don't publish this. I think anything that I have seen officially from the Madinah Arabic course that's published into a book and sold here in the market is just the 3 books, book 1, 2, and 3, and I think some books for stories of the prophets. All right, I think I have one of them here actually. I've seen those being sold. They didn't have one of the books from Medina curriculum in Saudi that's being taught. I've seen one book format being sold here also for learning hadith, some basic words, teaching Arabic using hadith, right? Giving them basically vocabulary, right? It's nice. This is nice, right? So this people use this curriculum. But I think Muhammad Ibn Saud curriculum, it's a very good curriculum for the non-Arabic speaker who wants to learn Arabic for religious purpose. It will give you a lot of definition and explanation of things. Quran. It will give you maybe some. It will give you some Quran, ayats in Quran, some short surahs in Quran, or half of surahs in Quran, and it will explain their meanings. What this means in Arabic, what that means, this sort of means in simple Arabic, you know. But these curriculum need teachers, and I will end this video. The Madinah Arabic Course, I talk about the good of it, the pros and the cons. But one thing also, I'm gonna remind the people again, you need a teacher. All right, you need a teacher for these books. I'm gonna do another book review on a group of books to learn Arabic that is in English language, which you could use for yourself reading, right? Or self-taught. I don't believe in being self-taught, but some people have no teachers or they have no access to any classes where they live. Some people are learning online. Some people are learning online from teachers, and even that is limited once or twice a week, right? That is also limited to once or twice a week. And I would say those type of classes is good for the beginning. Somebody wants to get started, but for the long term or for the quality that you need to have about Arabic language, you're not going to get enough to be proficient. All right, once a week class, you're going to learn nothing. You know, I tell people all the time, if you study Arabic once a week in the masjid or in a classroom or online, you're going to learn nothing about Arabic. If that's all the time that you have to learn, meaning that you a person got a 9-to-5 job and you only have once a week to learn, then mashallah tabarak, this is the only time you have, then alhamdulillah, this is what you must do and try to use it to your best. You got Let's Begin Arabic that leads you into the Medina book 1, 2, 3. Abdul Shakur, you just need a teacher. All right, you need a teacher. Some people, you need a teacher. You know, Americans, I can't speak about people in Europe or people in Canada or other Western countries because, you know, I met many Westerners, and I even met even in America, I met people from like Caribbean islands, South America, where people are bilingual. People speak one or two languages or three languages, right? So people from Europe, Canada, different from people in America. Americans, is very hard for them to learn a second language. Some places in Europe, people speak 2-3 languages. Man, in Canada, some places in Canada, man, I lived in Canada for 2 years. Some places in Canada, people speak French and English. One side of Canada, people speak French and speak French. You got me? One side is the British. People speak English and some French. America, people just can't have a problem. People have problem when they hear see announcements or flyers in Spanish. American people get mad. They get mad when they hear people speaking another language in the street. So there is a cultural, social structure in America where learning second languages is like taboo. Taboo. That's something to do with American government historically. They made it this way. So a lot of Americans have it hard learning a second language, being proficient in a second language. All right. So some of us, we need a teacher. You know, some of us, we need a teacher who's proficient, because first it's hard for us to learn a second language. That's the first thing, you know. Many Americans, it's hard. I have some of my friends who's from like the West Indies. I have one of my friends, he's Haitian. This guy speak already like 2 or 3 languages. He speaks patois. He speaks French. He speaks some Spanish, because Haiti and Dominican Republic are on the border on each other, and he speaks some Spanish. When it came to him to learn Arabic from somebody, and then right here where I live locally, he learned real fast. Learn real fast. To this day, man, he learned Arabic real fast. And why? Because he's already accustomed to learning. He already speaks more than one language. He's used to learning more than one language. All right. So it's very easy for him to grasp another language. It's easy if he put his emphasis in one to learn. Americans, it's very hard for us to learn a second language. It's very hard. It's very hard. We learn Spanish and French in school in New York and places in America, and people still can't speak Spanish or French. And that's because they have the worst approaches teaching foreign languages in America. That's another thing. Even when they do teach foreign language in school, in college, they have the worst approaches in public school, in colleges, to teach a foreign language. All right? So, the Madinah Arabic course in this video need a teacher. All right? And one needs a teacher. The pros of the book is it gives you a lot about Arabic grammar. It's easy to buy the book. It's easy to download the book for free, like this. But you need a teacher. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك واشهد ان لا اله الا انت واستغفرك واتوب اليك.